Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am here to embark on a brand new show, a brand new journey. I'm gonna be watching The Boys. This is kind of exciting. Super exciting, I would say. Super heroically exciting. Alright, so a couple of things that I do know about the show. Superheroes, satirical take on the genre, sprinkle in some dark comedy in there. Gore, maybe some sex, and Homelander. That's basically it. So apart from like maybe seeing Homelander memes here and there, obviously out of context, like I don't know why he's laughing and watching a movie with a straight face, but that's basically all I know about the show. Besides that, I don't know nothing about it. I don't know the main plot. I don't know who really is technically the main character. I know some of the casting for the show. I mean, I've seen like the poster and I've seen some actors' faces here and there, but I just don't know like, okay, who are they? Like why are they here? What's going on? Like what is the main conflict and all? Like what does this have to do with some of the other characters that I may know, like Homelander and such? Like I don't know. I don't know what this is all about. So that is going to be the part that I'm kind of excited to see and just to finally get to know like why are people so why do people love this show is all I'm saying. The new season is coming up soon-ish. I don't know when this video is going to be up on YouTube, but yeah, the new season is coming up fairly soon within this year, so might as well get into The Boys while the hype train is kind of going on, right? So hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you are new here, if this is your first time watching my reaction because you're trying to find like The Boys reactions and such, welcome. I do reactions and of course I do reviews and discussions, analysis, whatever you want to call them at the end of the reaction. So if you like to hear them, if you want to stick around and hear more of my thoughts instead of just the reaction, then really appreciate it. I also do anime reactions and such on the channel, so do check that out if that is also like your thing. Early access, full uncut reactions, and Patreon exclusives are all on the Patreon, links in the description below. And I also provide the full timer-based version in the description for free. So if you want to sync up with the full video, the full footage, the full episode with your own copy, sync it up with the timer, then you can do that. It is in the description below. Otherwise, if you want to watch the full uncut picture-in-picture version and early access, Patreon. I think that's pretty much it for the shilling. Enjoy the reaction. Coming soon.
The Deep. Translucent could kick the Deep's ass.
How? He's invisible.
Talking about superhero powers.
He sneaks up on the Deep, and then boom, motherfucker!
See the promos in the walls there. Got a classic robbery chase. Oh. Wonder Woman inspired.
What are you smiling at?
Oh, is this Homelander? Yeah.
Homelander?
You boys okay?
Hey, Gary. I really need to talk to you about
Later,
something.
kid.
Okay. Cool.
Ouch.
Well, I mean, we can't keep, laying pipe at your dad's place, trying to be all quiet, staring up at that dumb Billy Joel.
Something bad is gonna happen.
Don't you ever besmirch Billy Joel.
What the f- Huh. Uh-huh. Oh. Oh.
I can't stop. I can't stop. I can't stop. I can't stop. I can't stop.
Robin?
I am Starlight. I'm 110 pounds and I'm 5'6".
Turn around, please.
Well, this is
I was born super abled.
Born Super Abled.
She took me to all
Oh,
the
look at
little
this shot, though.
Miss Hero pageants, but I hated it. Since when did hopeful and naive become the same thing? I mean, why would you get into this business if not to save the world?
Just a bunch of bullshit talks. Or is this real and sincere?
In 7.
And 7. Interesting groundwork. I didn't know he was gonna be in the show. But yeah, like the bit of world building that we're getting so far. Like how the world actually works with superheroes in it.
My deepest condolences to Robin Ward's family. I was chasing these bank robbers. She just stepped in the middle of the street.
Middle of the...
Well, that's not what happened.
He knows.
Oh, the sinister music.
Thought wants to do the right thing. Offer you $45,000 in restitution. All you have to do is sign right here, and I'll offer you the check.
Is that how much she's worth?
I mean, you people say our condolences and my sympathies and our regrets.
Yeah,
Nobody
but
can look me in the fucking eye and say, I'm sorry.
just PR talk, right?
Get the hell out!
Oh, I love that. What he's thinking in his mind.
I'm her mother.
Yes.
Got hired to be an actual superhero?
I got it.
I'm gonna be an actual official superhero. Very interesting world so far. Not to say that it is unique, since I've seen a bunch of stories similar to this. In terms of like how supers work in a world.
Huey, come sit with me.
Dad, I'm right.
Ah, okay.
She was in the street. Be like if a bus hit her.
Dad, she was one step off the curb.
Huey, look,
I saw
look.
it.
You can't do this.
Why not, Dad? I have...
You don't have to fight. You never have.
Unfortunate that there is no witnesses as well. And that was tough to hear from his dad as well. So currently, the main conflict is we need to expose how fucking corrupt these superheroes and these organizations actually are.
Come on, we're running late.
Starlight, right? Yeah, I feel like she's going to be...
Our latest film, G-Men World War, just grossed shy of $1.7 billion worldwide.
making the big bucks.
Our newest theme park outside of Paris. The branding opportunities are limitless.
Well, there's an obvious commentary here.
A world without crime.
There's even a shareholders like video for this.
You're doing really well, by the way, so far.
I haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like Starlight's gonna be...
That speech, by the way, your audition, it was modest, it was humble, really fucking smart choice.
Oh, I meant it.
See, she means it at first in the beginning, but I feel like she's gonna become more and more corrupted in to a degree.
I have a very exciting surprise for you.
We got a brand new superhero.
The Deep!
Superheroes being treated as celebrities.
Starlight and the Deep!
Focusing on her facial expression now. A mixture of... Yeah, a mixture of surprise and uncertainty, but there's also a sense of, like, pride. Well. Okay, now it's just a fucking cruel game.
That's his, isn't it?
Homelanders. One thing that I will say so far is that I do love the dialogue. There's a sense of parody to it, but you know, it's kind of like part ways making fun of superhero tropes, and in part ways trying to be serious as well.
He's like Jesus or something.
Well, that's
I actually had a poster of you.
Really?
Yeah. I kind of had a schoolgirl crush on you.
I am feeling some sexual tension here. Well,
I figured that, you know. Whoa, hey, look.
yeah, kind of what I was worried about.
It's just a question of how bad you want to be in the 7.
Excuse me?
Whoa. Hey. Take it easy.
She's still...
I mean, Iowa's sweetheart, the defender of Des Moines, just went psycho on the deep.
Well, welcome to the superhero world.
And then you know what happens?
Oh, tears in her eyes.
I'm sure you guys have all heard Translucent stopped a...
Jimmy Fallon, wasn't expecting him. What a cut. It just cuts to Jimmy Fallon.
Skin turns into this carbon metamaterial that bends the light.
Oh. Is this him?
Tell me.
Butcher.
Bollocks people will believe if you get them scared enough.
Cool.
I like the Butcher already.
I'm not gonna piss you about, Huey.
Knows his name?
Billy Butcher.
FBI. Oh.
You're a Fed? You don't sound like a Fed.
Wonder if Billy Butcher is also a... Sounds like a superhero name.
Like you're starring in a porn version of The Matrix.
No, you got it all wrong, Huey. That's what I can do for you. Soups lose hundreds of people each year to collateral damage.
Oh.
People would be screaming bloody murder.
Yeah, but all of them signed the letter, right? Signed the NDA.
Why?
There's a reputation to hold.
Movie tickets, merchandising, theme parks, video games, a multi-billion-dollar global industry supported by corporate lobbyists and politicians on both sides.
Not subtle at all. I love it. There's a lot of red tapes happening here and there as well, right?
Spank the bastards when they get out of line.
How do you spank a suit?
Figurative speech. Come on, Huey.
I think this is good. I'm good.
Come on, Huey.
This is your one and only, mate. Once I go, I'm gone.
Your only chance.
What have you got to lose? You ain't already lost.
There's also Huey's family, though. Like, you gotta think about them as well. Nice cut.
You know what they'll do to me? They catch me letting you in?
Not half of what I'll do if you don't.
Well, when you put it that way. Oh. Oh my. First I've ever saw that.
Without the peps,
whoa.
snaps.
Capes for Christ guy? Preaches all that pray the gay away.
I cannot believe you ran through a bitch.
Oh.
I swallowed one of her molars. Like a bug on the fucking freeway.
Like how nonchalant they're talking about it. And laughing about it like it's just a fucking joke.
She's a joke.
Basically what I said.
So what are you gonna do about it?
Oh, he's definitely taking it now. Meanwhile, oh, you see there. The eye makeup that, oh, well, she did what she, well, yeah.
Oh, for Christ's sakes.
Is she gonna say, oh, you'll get used to it.
Never let them see you like this.
It always happens.
Translucent, you're a goddamn pervert.
I'll just go.
Homelander's the exception. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. Man's a saint.
Interesting. Homelander's the exception.
But you know what's not in there? No bank alarms going off. No one charged at central booking.
Oh. So was A-Train the one who was...
Who was he running from?
Or where was he running to?
Bingo.
Work that out and we'll have the fucker. I can smell it.
Yeah, I guess in a way superheroes can just get away with a bunch of crime, really.
Get you into the 7 Tower through security meeting, and then you're gonna plant a bug. A bug? A bug. And we'll have a little listen.
Sounds like a plan.
Like I'm fucking James Bond? and I'm what? I'm just supposed to go in there and I'm supposed to shake his hand and smile?
I love the Butcher's personality.
You're on the verge of needing a federal lifeline.
Cut to the chase, Madeline.
Nubian prince.
Oh.
Fits your population's demo, but not too militant. Caucasians love him too, with a 59% approval rate.
Well, this is very dystopian.
I thought he was in Detroit.
Well, we're thinking about making a move. 300 million a year.
That's
200 million for Nubian Prince. I can sell that.
250.
I happen to know about Compound V.
What is Compound V?
What is Compound V indeed? And was that Homelander just flying by? Compound V.
What's Homelander like? He's busy. I haven't really met him yet.
Never meet your heroes. Oh, what a reveal.
I'm sorry, are you okay? Just seemed like a tough call.
He doesn't even know. It's just a chance encounter.
I thought I was strong. You know, like made of steel. A fighter. And I didn't fight. And now I just feel sick. I'm not who I thought I was.
And that's the scary part.
Just because you fall on your ass doesn't mean you have to stay there. That's not who you are. So who are you?
So who are you indeed?
I'm gonna take that son of a bitch's head clean off his body.
Okay.
Hang on, slow down now. It's Starlight. That's a bit evil, but
I'm Huey, by the way.
Annie.
All right, nice. Sweet that so far the two main characters are meeting, or at least characters with the main conflict so far.
Oh yes, and he sent his regrets and his sympathies on TV. But if I could just get an apology.
This is great. I love this. Butcher's great, and he was acting. The invisible person there.
I mean, all that pressure, it's a lot for anyone to swallow.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll be fine.
To swallow.
Copyright infringement is costing Vought 1.2 billion per year. That's money out of our pocket.
I love how this is the main problem for them. Like, saving the citizens is an afterthought. It's all about the results and the money.
And what I do want to hear is who you saved this week.
Homelander's not fooling me. This acting shit that he's going on right now, acting like a fucking Satan, and I'm not buying it.
They're real polite, like telling me not to take a fat shit. Go into the bog, take the bug out, peel back the plastic bit to reveal the sticky side, put the plastic bit in the bog, flush it. Then go back into the boardroom, sit down, big smiles, plant the bug underneath the table. Easy peasy, Japanesey, Bob's your uncle. This is like that scene in The Matrix.
It's not that. Yeah, but Neo's the one though. Like Neo has superpowers.
Just quit being a cunt, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, security definitely tight. We're in. Love that the music kicks in after that. And he's here. Take a shit, take a shit. Don't forget to take a shit.
Can I use your bathroom?
Ah, fuck. Oh, that trauma though.
I appreciate the apology. Can I use your bathroom?
Okay, finally. Whew. No! Die! I'm also worried about like the invisible person like just being here. You know? Whew. Don't forget to flush the toilet. No, he's here.
What the fuck?
You were right. Fuck A-Train.
Fucking invisible man.
That can really help.
I know you can help. I got it.
You did all you could. For now.
Steve, this Compound V. Any rumors you may have heard about my heroes?
Yeah, my word.
Thank you. Have a safe flight home.
That dude's dead. Plane's probably gonna get hijacked and destroyed. Have a safe flight home. Fuck. Oh no! Butcher, Butcher, help, help, help me. Oh, this is kind of terrifying because we have no idea where he is except for like what he's actually holding.
Champions of the innocent, motherfucker!
Sorry about the mess. You should fuck off, Huey.
Still wondering if Butcher is actually, you know, somebody with superhuman abilities or not. I mean, this is some pretty sick use of VFX, though. It's simple, but lovely.
Who the fuck are you?
I'll tell you who you are. Fucking moron. Translucent doesn't even mean invisible. That means semi-transparent.
Lovely.
Skin's carbon. Highly conductive. Saw it on Jimmy Fallon.
Ah. Well.
Just call it the fucking FBI.
Yeah, okay, so look.
I'm not the FBI. Yeah. Oh. Oh no. It's gonna be Homelander, isn't it? Wow, the irony. Oh, this poor kid. Oh. How do you do, fellow citizens? There's Homelander. And that was The Boys, Season 1, Episode 1. Really fantastic first episode to the show, in my opinion. I think this first episode itself already did really well in terms of establishing characters, motivations, conflict, even world building. Like there's a lot to admire, in my opinion, from watching this first episode. And I do love the satirical take on the superhero genre that the show pretty much has been advertising, at least that is what I know about the show going into this. So knowing that and then watching the show and seeing it unfold really made me really enjoy some of the dialogue and some of the writing and also like some of the structure of the show itself. Like this really is that they are playing along with the superhero trope, the superhero structure of storytelling, and just giving it its dark and, as again, satirical flair, while also being a serious commentary at the same time. Like, it's not that this is just a parody of superheroes, like going, oh, it's superheroes but darker. No, there is the underlying criticism of superheroes in general as well. Like, this isn't just glorifying superheroes. No, absolutely not. This is the polar opposite. This is unmasking what is behind the superheroes. Should have worded that better. This is taking off the mask, and seeing their heroes for who they really are. And then, of course, on a meta narrative conversation, showcasing like how much these superheroes are not really superheroes anymore. They're just brand names, right? I mean, you look at like how the world is right now in regards to like superhero movies and superhero IPs and such. Like, let us not kid ourselves. All of that has been milked to death. I feel like I am watching The Boys in the right time where superhero fatigue is just all over the place. I mean, when did this show came out? Like 2019. Like what was going on in the superhero scene in regards to Hollywood at that time? The Joker, Avengers Endgame, billion-dollar movies that a lot of people technically enjoyed. I mean, I enjoyed those movies as well. I think they're great. But then after that, we're just living in this time where, well, we're just gonna keep making them, and there's been more misses than hits. So this really is probably the best time for me to watch this, because this is refreshing in my eyes. Maybe it's like, I mean, I don't know how The Boys is currently right now. I mean, like, we're season 3 into the show, like season 4 is coming out soon. Like, I don't know how much of The Boys could commentate on this phenomenon. Maybe The Boys also, I don't know, like, fell into the same trap of overdoing it from time to time. But for this first episode alone, I think they've done a pretty good job. I do like how the show starts with literally Vought Studios, like as if this is their own production. Like, what I am watching right now is just a byproduct of their own advertisement, like their own multi-billion-dollar plan and to market these superheroes. Like the satirical take on it is like all over the place in this episode, and I love it. One thing that I also have to appreciate the first episode more now that I am looking back at it is there is a lot of foreshadowing in the episode. There's a lot of little details sprinkled here and there, and that's gonna make me be more eagle-eyed in the future. Because, like, look, in the first episode, in the beginning, the first scene itself, you see advertisements of Translucent, and then these two characters talking about like, oh, who could win, and talking about like invisible powers and such. Obviously, Translucent becomes way more prevalent in the episode, right? We see more of him. Heck, he is the final character that our main character needs to tackle in the very end. Like, he was becoming the obstacle in sort of a conflict, right? So I really, really do love that. I appreciate that the show has put a lot of thought in some of these scenes and planning out like future events and such. So I will be keeping an eye out for more of this in the future. And of course, while we are still in this specific shot and this specific scene, I do love that we are already being immediately introduced to like the world building as well. Like as the characters are moving, you do see like these posters in the walls, and you know, like these advertisings, these marketing campaigns of like names of superheroes everywhere. Really cool stuff. The show is also basically a giant FU to the whole with great power comes great responsibility, because these people, these superheroes, should we call them heroes? They're just supers. They're superhumans. I don't want to call them heroes. But it goes to show like these people with powers, they don't really have that much of a responsibility here. You know, they are abusing their powers. They are technically villains. And I think this is kind of like how, in my eyes, what would happen if these people do exist in real life, because not every person has a moral compass that is good, right? Some people are gonna be using these things for bad, and some people are gonna be masking their good deeds so that they can also do the bad things and go, well, I saved your life, I saved your daughter, I saved your husband, I saved your family, you know, like I'm the good guy here. I'm sorry if I killed, you know, accidents happens here and there. And it is the cruel fact at how almost all of these incidents, in fact all of these super incidents, I would say, you know, according to Billy Butcher, kind of, you know, they got away with it. I mean, our main character so far, Huey, I mean, this poor person seeing his girlfriend just completely obliterated in front of his eyes, just reduced to a pulp, and the hero in question that did it may not even be, you know, doing good deeds during the entire incident. You know, the conspiracy of, well, what if A-Train is actually, you know, stealing, and what if he's actually just not stopping bad guys? You know, what if he's just doing this out of his own volition because, hey, he has powers, he can do it, nobody's gonna see that he's gonna do it because he's fast, you know, like nobody's gonna see him. And just having this freak accident happen, but it is the ultimate accident that will propel our character here, you know, Huey, to the extremes, because Huey, from my eyes, is an introvert, right? He is a character who really doesn't really want to do anything. Let me rephrase that. He's a character who doesn't want more in life. Like, he's pretty content with what he got until all of that was taken away from him. And I love how basically he is going on sort of a revenge plot here, but it's more so to topple the current organization and to reveal how corrupt everything else, which is a noble cause. You know, like this is a revenge quest that is very, very easy to get behind with and very easy to understand. Because usually sometimes revenge quests are like, yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, like, do you want revenge? Here I'm like, abso-fucking-lutely. The fact that these heroes are giving you hush money, that's basically what is going on here, right? Like, sign the NDA, we'll give you plenty of money, and you don't talk about this. Don't make it public, because if you do make it public, then, well, you saw what happened to your girlfriend. Yeah. Now, beside Huey, there is another character here, and I do feel like Huey and Annie here are kind of like the two main characters so far, at least the main characters that kind of present their own inner and external conflict, and the perfect characters for different perspectives. Because Huey, we're gonna be seeing Huey more with Billy Butcher, and he's gonna be more of the human side of things, the normal people, if you will, the people with no powers, and the people trying to reveal the supers and Vought's entire corrupted organization from the outside. While Annie here, Stormlight, feels like she's going to be the one doing it on the inside. Now, I must say, right, from a first time experience, it's obvious to see how much Annie cares about these heroes, but then once she learns about all of this, once she auditions into becoming a superhero, and you know what? Let's talk about that for a bit. The fact that you have to audition to be a superhero, like the concept itself is satirical by nature, and just the idea of, oh, you want to be a superhero, you want to save people. Well, you gotta sign up with our organization first. Like, you can't do it by your own self. Like, you gotta be a part of a team. You gotta be representing us, representing VOD. You know, that's the slimy and the schemy part. Though technically, thinking about it, it does kind of make sense, considering if people can just be born with superpowers, that there needs to be regulation with it, right? So if you are born with superpowers, I guess it makes sense for you to be recruited by somebody to oversee everything else, so that you don't really, go on a rampage and, murder people. But at the same time, you see the, if I'm not considered to be a official superhero and I do bad things, then I'm probably going to be killed by an actual superhero. So what do? I become a superhero, and then I can do the bad things and just let the company pay everybody off from, from damages. So, it's kind of fucked up. One thing that I was worried about Stormlight, and this is going to be something that I will be worried about for the future, and that is how much will Annie or Stormlight here will keep this righteous character that she has right now. Because obviously things that are happening right now are not what she was expecting, not what she was hoping. Never meet your heroes and all that stuff. But it's also a matter of, well, you see all of these other superheroes and you see how terrible they are as people. And you start to think about, how did they all begin? Like, how did they all start? Like, when they first entered this building and become an official superhero as part of the Seven, as they say, like, who were they at the beginning? Were they always this narcissistic? Were they always this selfish? Were they always this undignified as people, as superheroes? Or have they always been this way? You know what I mean? Like, how did they all begin? Because what I am worried about Stormlight is that she could be feeling this way right now. Like, she could feel like how disgusting this is. Like, this is terrible. Like, I mean, what is happening right now here is basically sexual assault, right? But it's the allure of, well, don't you want to be a hero? Don't you still want to be a hero? And it's that draw, that dream that you want to attain, and how far are you going to attain that dream? I think it's still too early for me to tell, but clearly from what you guys are hearing from me, I am seeing two paths for Stormlight. The first one is what I was talking about, which is she could become, the villains that she wanted to protect from the very beginning, from the start. Like, she could act all righteous right now, but the more she's gonna be with them, the more that they could influence her mind and her personality and her outlook, and the more she could feel, maybe this isn't so bad. Maybe I could do a bit of debauchery here and there, and this is kind of fun. Or the second route, and I feel like this could be the likelier route, and that is to stay strong, to keep her moral compass, to stand her ground, and maybe change the Seven or VOD in general into something that is more deserving of the superhero name. It could potentially mean going against all of the Seven, like the current Seven, and including Homelander, and becoming enemies to them if that were to eventually happen. Because look at this though, look at the fact that Stormlight, Annie here, and Huey are meeting this doesn't this is a chance encounter, but it does feel like fate, right? These two characters who are in their own separate fields, but they are in many occasions and in many ways are aligned with their personal goals. They want to make the world a better place. They know that what is happening and what is wrong is Vought. I mean, you see the tower itself in the skyline there in the back. Also love that you do see like the number 7 in the tower. I just realized that, but they both have similar goals, but they both have different approaches, and it's a matter of how long until they can work together. I feel like we're gonna be seeing a team up between Stormlight and Huey here, but that's not going to happen anytime soon, because obviously, like, what happens if they realize and what happens if they know about like who the others are? Like Huey doesn't know that he is talking to Stormlight right now. Like, what if he suddenly knows, like, oh, you're a member of the 7 now, so you're one of them, right? Are you also a bad person? Like, you have to convince him that you're not, right? And same thing with Annie here, with Stormlight. Like, what if she suddenly learns about Huey's connection with Billy Butcher? Like, do they have any knowledge about this person? Like, I mean, especially what has happened at the end of this episode, where Billy Butcher just basically butchered Translucent. Like, how does she feel about that? So, again, different approaches, but similar goals. Definitely going to keep my eye out for the both of them. Now, speaking of Billy Butcher, I love this character already. Definitely one of the highlights for the episode for me. From his introduction, his overall personality, his swag, his charm. It's great. I love it. It's lovable. I think Karl Urban has done a fantastic job here. Like, especially in this scene, in this shot right now, where we're having this conversation on the phone and Billy Butcher's just here, like, making a bunch of expression movement, like, just, telling Huey here, like, hey, do this, do that, oh, add some, tears and cries, and it's great. I love him. He's great. He is the perfect character to be beside Huey. Like, these two are completely different in every single aspect, and I love it. They perfect each other. Huey is obviously definitely an introvert. Billy Butcher here, 100% the extrovert. I love this dynamic already. He's great. I love it. Now, even by the end here, like, putting up a fight against Translucent, something about Billy Butcher, alright? Look, the name is Billy Butcher. That's a superhero name. Like, that's a name you give to a character. I mean, it is a comic book character name, but wondering if Billy Butcher does have superpowers or not. That is the one thing that I'm kind of wondering right now, because obviously right now he does not display any powers. He seems human, and I think it deserves that he is human and remain human, because it does make the perfect again, like, it makes the whole two subplots of the non-humans and the superpowered good guys, like the actual good guys. I don't know if we're gonna be seeing other superhero characters besides Stormlight with a good moral compass, but it does make for a good separation on, like, who's the non-supers and who are the supers, and how they handle things in their own ways, right? And I also think that it would be more badass if, a normal person like Billy Butcher here with no superpowers, or, being able to go toe-to-toe with somebody who has superpowers. Yeah, that's kind of sweet. That's kind of neat. Now, obviously, Translucent, that power isn't really, it's not a superpower power, like, it's not like Homelander where you can shoot lasers and fly and have super strength. I assume, like, you just turn invisible and you're naked when you're invisible, but still though, Now I could ramble more about some of these characters' personalities and, you know, kind of dissect and analyze them even further. Like, why is Billy Butcher like this? Like what happened to him? Obviously, he's not the FBI or the, you know, or the cops or the police or whatever. He's obviously just some guy who really wants to get to the bottom of this. But like, why? Like, what happened? What's the backstory? Did something bad happen? Similar thing that happened to Huey, perhaps, where a superhero may have probably destroyed his family and now he also wants revenge. Who knows? I don't know. But who I do want to talk about, probably more in depth, is actually Homelander. So we are introduced to Homelander. Apparently he, at least throughout most of the episode, is shown as the one with, he is shown to be the one that is good, right? He's supposed to be Superman. Obviously not, you know, like if your character in your satirical show about superheroes not being responsible about their superpowers and most of them using it for bad and good, and you show a Superman-like figure, of course he's not going to be the good guy. He's going to be like the worst out of all of them. But having said all that, you do have to wonder like how much stress that some of these superheroes are probably, you know, experiencing right now. Because look, like these superheroes, they are doing a lot of things and a lot of shit, you know, like they are kind of under the rule of the corporation here. Like, you gotta think about that as well. Like they are doing a lot of stuff, but ultimately they work for VOD, right? So they're still not their own persons. They're still in a way corporate slaves. Yeah, I did say that. But it's the matter of public perception versus who you are as an actual person. Because the public absolutely loves you, right? The public sees you as superheroes. You are heroes, saints. Somebody called Homelander as like Jesus or any other equivalent of a pure-hearted character or person. But you also do a lot of evil things. You also murder people. You also kill people. Even at the end of the episode, you are told to kill that person on the flight, right? It's not like Homelander did it on a whim. No, he was ordered to, right? This is not his doing. Well, I mean, it is, but it is because he was told to do it. Like, how much psychological damage is that going to affect these people, these superheroes, right? And I feel like that is where most of the sex is gonna come in, because the show did show it to us, right? In a part in this episode where you see some of these superheroes with various different powers and abilities just having a party. Let's just put it that way, having a party. But you could also put it in a way where they're just relieving their stress. Now, look, they may just be doing that because they can, but I would also imagine and I would also think that some of these superheroes are probably doing this because, gee, man, this is a lot of work. I am so fucking tired of this shit. Like, I am so done. I need to relieve myself. Sex. Which I think is very realistic. I think that's very human. Like, at the end of the day, these are still human characters, you know, like they're not otherworldly aliens that came from outer space because their planet got destroyed. No, they're just humans that were born with superpowers, right? They're still inherently human and they will do human things. And those human things, some of them will be good and some of them will be bad. Some of them will be kind-hearted and some of them will be pure absolute evil. And amidst all of that, sometimes you just want to fucking masturbate and have sex. That's basically human nature. And that was basically my thoughts and opinions on this first episode of The Boys. I feel like there's probably going to be things that I do want to talk about more, but not much that I could think of right now. So maybe in the next episode, I'll probably discuss more afterwards, but I'm going to end it right here. Thank you all so much for tuning in to watching my reaction and my review of The Boys. First episode of a brand new show done. Thank you all so much. I will see you all next time for the next episode. Take care, everybody. Have a nice day. Peace.